I had no idea that Dr. Otsuka was a great teacher. I was simply introduced to him as someone who could answer my questions about how shall I study medicine. I expected him to tell me to study shiatsu, but he gave me a little interview and he told me to come to his clinic the next day. And I went there and he had a chair right beside his chair. And he said, I will teach you everything I know, but you have to learn Japanese. Believe me, that was a big job. Japanese is not easy, and, well, it was a big job. So after Dr. Otsuka wrote something on his patient, he took the patient record and put it in front of me so I could copy it. Sometimes he looked over my shoulder and he corrected my kanji if I hadn't written it right. When it came time to touch the patient, he would take my hand and put it onto the part that he thought was significant. He definitely wanted me to know exactly what he was feeling, what he was thinking, and how his processing was going.
We're cheering.
Oh, there's one other thing I should tell you about Dr. Otsuka. Sometimes the patient would come back and say to Dr. Otsuka, I didn't like this formula. So Dr. Otsuka would say, okay, give it back to me. So he'd take it back, he'd laugh a little bit, and then he'd start again, all over again on the same patient, thinking, it can't be a very good formula if it tastes so bad that the patient doesn't like it. Because even the most bitter formula is welcome if you feel like you need it. So if the patient is rejecting the flavors that you're presenting, you've made some mistake in your diagnosis, and it's probably kyojitsu. It's probably kyojitsu.
That's interesting.
If you have a fever, you crave a bitter formula. You like a bitter formula. So even though for another person it might taste too strong, for you it tastes like just the right thing. Also, some formulas are quite astringent and drying. If you feel like your throat is maybe scruffy or too tight, when you taste that astringent formula, suddenly your throat starts to relax. And even though another day you wouldn't like that formula at all, it's perfect. So the flavor has a meaning, and the reception of the flavor has a meaning.